up, guys? Welcome to the Fumble. I'm Britt Johnson. Make sure you follow me on social media at I am Britt Johnson and click subscribe to join the Fumble fam if you haven't already. In 2017, my motto for the year was petty by any means necessary. It looks like I had a lot in common with Kevin Durant and his lifetime motto, which has landed him the title of one of the pettiest athletes of our time. There are two kinds of petty, though. There's the Russell Westbrook petty, where you kind of kick the ball away from people when they're trying to pick it up. But the KD level of petty involves throwing shade ever so slightly and never apologizing for it. And well, KD is the king of this form of petty. So even though I don't condone being petty by any means necessary anymore, even though that was one of my favorite years I've ever had, we are still going to break down the best Kevin Durant petty moments of all time. And there are quite a few, so time to buckle in, folks. It's pretty well known that Kevin Durant and Draymond Green don't like each other, which is part of the reason why people believe Durant will not be returning to the Warriors next season. On more than one occasion, their dislike for each other has shown even on the court when they are supposed to be teammates. At the beginning of the 2018-2019 NBA season, the Warriors were taking on the Clippers when Durant suddenly got heated at Draymond Green for not passing him the ball in the last seconds of the game. Both ballers exchanged some words, Green reportedly telling KD this: "We don't need you. We won without you. Leave." A game later, KD was asked about the incident with Draymond and stone-faced and angrily responded saying this: "Don't ask me about that again. We're just trying to move forward." And let me tell you, the brother was big mad when he said it too. Our next KD moment comes when KD was just minding his own business at a concert, walking through the crowd of people. Now, being that Kevin Durant is 6'9", he can't just walk through a crowd of people without everybody noticing him. So of course fans were screaming and cheering for him as he walked by, but one fan took it to another level and snatched KD's hat, and KD was not at all pleased.
KD! I got his hat! No, I don't.
Watch yourself, dog. Don't do that again. Be respectful out here, motherfucker.
Hey, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan, KD. I'm a huge fan.
I actually personally love this video because KD was so calm when he looked at the guy and called him a mother effer. I know if I would have been walking through the crowd and someone would have snatched my hat off my head, I would have been big mad. What grown man actually snatches another man's hat off his head anyway to get attention? And then when KD turns around, the guy just keeps yelling that he's a big fan of his. I'm sorry, but that just took the term groupie to a whole nother level. I mean, I know men can be groupies too, but sometimes they are bigger groupies than chicks are. This guy here is proof of that. Next on our list of KD's best moments off the court, well, actually, this one's gonna be a little bit of a combo. It's something that originally took place on the court, but then made its way off the court as well. Back in November of 2018, the Warriors were taking on the Mavericks in Dallas when a Mavs fan started talking crap to KD. At some point, Durant got fed up and yelled this to the fan, and of course, it was all caught on video. The NBA decided to hand down a fine to Durant for cursing at the fan during the game. Although Durant knew there was a fine coming his way after the video went viral, he didn't exactly know how much he would be fined until he was on a podcast and found out live on air that he was going to be fined $25,000. Kevin saying this about the incident during the podcast.
Have you heard about your fine? You want to know now? Or you want?
I knew I was gonna get fined. But how much they fined me?
$25,000. I reported it down. League sources tell Yahoo you're fined $25,000 for.
Tell the fan to shut the f*** up and watch the game.
Yeah, I tell. So I just tweeted that out right there.
Grown men can't come to a game and heckle grown men. That's corny. That's weak. You coming to a game to heckle another grown man.
I mean, I have to admit, guys, I personally agree with Kevin Durant on this situation. I think if you're a grown man, again, we have another issue with a grown man, and you're heckling the players, you should be able to take it back. Either way, $25K is pocket change for Durant, who makes over $26 million a year, so he's not really worried about it. You know what, actually, Kevin Durant, next time you want to get your aggression out on someone, you can just yell at me for an hour and I'll just take the $25,000 instead of you giving it to the NBA. The NBA gives all the fine money to charity anyway. Why don't you just, help a sister out? This next one is the gift that kept on giving. It happened last summer during the off season, and athletes tend to get really bored in the off season and have a lot of time to go back and forth on Twitter with other people. So it starts with this tweet by Blazers baller CJ McCollum after Big Cat tweeted, "Hey CJ McCollum, permission to start using the B word again for KD." CJ actually responded to that tweet and said this: "I still think the B word is harsh and shouldn't be used. He know that decision was soft, but I respect it. It's like getting jumped with your brothers by a gang you should have beat, then joining the gang that jumped you and your brothers 2 months later and forgetting about your bros." CJ was referring to Kevin Durant leaving the Thunder to play for a team that beat them just months before in the Western Conference Finals. Well, guys, Kevin Durant saw the tweet and was not happy about it, so he responded saying this: "So I would get into a gang fight, lose, plot on my brother for 2 months in our home, and then go get the gang we lost to and beat him up? You think that low of me, CJ? I just did your effing podcast. Snakes in the grass, boy, I tell ya." Just to be clear, Katie, that is kind of exactly what you did, though. I don't know if you're missing or I'm missing some part of it, but yeah. CJ's right, that's basically what happened. But Kevin Durant wasn't done yet. He went on to prove his point a little bit more by saying this: "So they can keep talking, but I have to shut up? Sounds fishy to me. But you know what? I'm not even allowed to be on here since I'm in the NBA. Let me fall back. My bad." And since he didn't have anyone to take his phone away, the two-time NBA Finals MVP went on in the thread commenting to damn near every response. "Nah, see, that's you thinking ball is life, bruh. You don't even hoop. Relax, LOL." Okay, last tweet. "So me talking about my life is sensitive and you talking about my life is..." But Katie, that wasn't the last tweet. You still kept going and you tweeted this: "No, you're reaching from the sidelines to the streets." Honestly, Katie, the trolls will literally keep going and going and going forever. They never stop. So the best thing for you to do is please just stop. Like, stop when you said you were gonna stop. You kept on going. Next on the list is KD versus LeBron James. This should be a good one. The two guys who are debated to be the two best players in the game right now. Back in December, KD told Bleacher Report this: "So much hype comes from being around LeBron from other people. He has so many fanboys in the media, even the beat writers just fawn over him. I'm like, we're playing basketball here, and it's not even about basketball at certain points. So I get why anyone wouldn't want to be in that environment because it's toxic, especially when the attention is bullshit attention fluff. It's not LeBron's fault at all. It's just the fact you have so many groupies in the media that love to hang on every word. Just get out of the way and let us play basketball." This did not sit well with LeBron. LeBron James responded to Kevin's comment by saying this: "I was a little pissed off when I first heard it, to be honest. I didn't know where it stemmed from. So I was pissed. My family was pissed and my friends was pissed. We just didn't know why. At this point and time in the season, my name or what I've done in my career was kind of talked about like that. I don't feel like it's ever been toxic around me. And when I hear toxic, I automatically thought toxic is like you don't want to be around that because it's almost like a fatal disease." He then went on to say he did actually end up receiving a phone call from KD later, KD saying that the story was a little twisted and that he was sorry. So all is well with LeBron and KD, for now anyway. Kevin Durant's next victim is the NBA refs, but I don't blame him here. In fact, a lot of players and coaches had issues with the refs this season, which had people comparing them to the replacement refs during the ref walkout. Back in April, right before the regular season ended, the Warriors were taking on the Nuggets and Kevin Durant gets ejected. But before he hits the showers, he doesn't forget to call the ref a bitch-ass mother effer. I'm not going to lie, just by doing this story, Kevin Durant is growing on me. But nothing, and I mean nothing, was greater than this press conference interview back in February right before All-Star break. Prior to this post-game interview, Kevin Durant hadn't spoken with the media in a few games, so as soon as he sat down, someone asked him about it. He basically goes off about it and says the reason why he didn't want to talk to the media is because all they wanted to talk about is free agency and he was just trying to play basketball. And then he says this.
Grow up. Yeah, you grow up. Come on, bro. I come in here and go to work every day. I don't cause no problems. I play the right way. Or I try to play the right way. I try to be the best player I can be every possession. What's the problem? What am I doing to y'all? Who are you? Why do I got to talk to you? Tell me.
Who are you? Like, that has to be the best line of the year. I'm just gonna, anytime my old exes come up to me and say something, I'm just gonna be like, I mean, who are you? Why do I have to talk to you? A few months later, I guess the undefeated didn't get the memo about KD not wanting to talk about free agency during the season and asked him yet again, and KD responded by saying this. Yo, just watch the game. Just focus on the game and stop nitpicking. Because it is a beautiful game going on there. What can I do right now? I can't sign a paper. I got to do the most important thing, and that is play. And that is what we should be focusing on. He went on to say this. If I already made a decision, it would take away from the team what we're fighting for. Every play would be overshadowed by it. It is not necessary for me to make a decision right now. It would be bad to do that. It would take the focus off what is important. I would never want to put my teammates in a messed up position. I want to forget about it. So basically, y'all let KD play and chill, and we all know he's not gonna go to the Warriors next year. The only people he likes talking to are the trolls on Twitter. So media, just learn that. So, what do you guys think? Is KD the pettiest player in the NBA? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, click subscribe, and shop the Fumble store for the latest game day gear. I'm your host, Britt Johnson, for the Fumble, and I'll see you soon.